Good morning, everyone. So, how are you? Hope you all are very fine and doing very well in your studies, and you're enjoying the studies and learning on the Swiflearn platform. Okay. So, I welcome everyone present here for our today's live session on the Swiflearn platform. Okay. So, I know you must be awaiting for this live session, right? Yes. So today we are going to learn the third part of our motion. We already discussed two parts. Those who have missed, they can go to the Swiflearn channel, YouTube channel, and type the motion. Right? You'll get all my videos. The previous two videos you'll get, and you can go through them later on. But right now, be present here. Okay. So the motion we were discussing in the earlier classes. Motion basically, you see, motion is a very integral part of our life. Agree or not? है ना? आप जैसे उठते हैं, you start moving, isn't it? So motion is very very important. We always change our position, right? Nobody likes to sit at one place for a long time. Anybody here? No, nobody likes. Even an animal or even a human being, any living entity you see, right? He has to move, right? The living entity has to move. Motion is a very very integral part of our life, right? तो उसके बारे में हमने पहले सेशन में डिस्कशन किया है, दूसरे सेशन में डिस्कशन किया। पहले सेशन में डिस्टेंस एंड डिस्प्लेसमेंट के ऊपर फोकस किया गया, राइट? एंड दूसरे सेशन में यस व्हाट वी डिस्कस्ड, yes exactly, velocity, acceleration we discussed, right, in more detail, right? The definition of velocity, speed, acceleration, deceleration as well, right? These all things we discussed in the second session. अभी हम थोड़ा न्यू करने वाले हैं. Whatever we have discussed till now and the first and second session, we are going to represent it in the graphical form. So today's session is more going to deal with your graphs, x and y axis, coordinate axis. Okay. So before I go ahead, let me share the screen with everyone. I hope everyone is ready and well, right? So let us start with our session. So here I go with the sharing of the screen. Hope the screen is visible to everyone, and mine is also continuous and audible. Okay. So why we are special on the YouTube live sessions, Swiflearn? Why we are so special? 4 features. We are 100% live and interactive classes. Like I'm also able to interact with each and every one of you, right? Right now there are students present online available, right? And 100% live. Right now I'm giving a live session with everyone, right? Personalized attention with batch of maximum 6 students only, right? See, whenever the student strength is more, for a teacher it's much difficult for to deal with each and every student on a personal level, है ना? बहुत मुश्किल होता है टीचर को. बहुत 70 बच्चे क्लास में बैठे हैं, so he has only 1 hour to teach, right? तो अगर हर बच्चे के पास जाके वो पर्सनल अटेंशन देंगे तो पूरी क्लास उसी में चली जाएगी, is it not? So it's very difficult to deal with each and every student when there are large number of students. So that's why to give a personal attention to each and every student, we have kept the limit of 6 students only per batch, right? एक ही बैच में कितने स्टूडेंट्स रहेंगे? सिर्फ 6 स्टूडेंट्स, 6 विद्यार्थी रहेंगे बस, right? Third specialty of ours is a dedicated academic mentor team to track and work on students' progress. Everyone likes to love or likes to know what is the progress. कितना मैं आगे आया हूँ, कितना और आगे चलना है ना? Everyone likes to know, is it not? So that's very important part of our success, right? So what do? We have done here. What very important thing is, we have the track reports, progress reports given to you regularly, right? Once in a week or once in a fortnight or once in a month or something like that, right? We keep on reporting you how much you are able to progress and how much you want to go along to achieve your success of getting great ranks, successful ranks in your exams, right? That's his third specialty. Fourth specialty is we cover all the syllabus. No matter because of the lockdown, whatever the syllabus is cut down or whatever it is, we complete all the syllabus. Because anyways, knowledge doesn't go in vain. You must have it at same, right? ज्ञान कभी भी व्यर्थ नहीं होता है, right? It is always being utilized somewhere or the other, right? तो इसलिए हम पूरा ध्यान देंगे. हमारी जिम्मेदारी है आपको पूरा ज्ञानी बनाना. Academically, we want you to be very fully, right? That's our fourth specialty. There are few that is detailed progress reports. As I mentioned, we provide a progress report that also detailed whatever the exams conducted, whatever the scores you have got, whatever the marks you have got, what improvement you need to make, right? To the answers. Second is SATs. We have these SATs, that is Swiflearn Academic Test Series, right? So we really do believe apply that in our life, in our here Swiflearn platform as well, right? We conduct so many various test series so that a student, there was some problem in the network. So I hope I'm visible and audible to everyone. Let me check with the network as well. Yes, there is a problem. Just give me a moment. I'll just fix it up. Yes, I'm done with the network. Fine. Yes, here we go. So I hope things are going on well. My voice is audible to everyone. Okay. Yes. Okay. So I was SATs, right? We do believe on the statement of practice makes man perfect, right? So that's what we believe, and that's what we practically apply also, right? We conduct test series. जितना आप practice करेंगे, उतना आपका perfection बढ़ेगा, right? Then we take unlimited practice tests. We have unlimited practice tests. Of course, again, it comes to practice, right? We have various levels of exams, difficulty levels, first, second, third level, right? So that's how we conduct the exams also, tests also regularly. And we have subjective tests as well. Subjective tests, very few institutions, they give attention for the subjective tests, right? But we give more attention for the subjective test because your exams, which is conducted by the board, either it is CBSE board and ICSE board, are well important, right? So we give focus on your subjective tests as well. So we also conduct subjective tests for that. Okay. So these are the brief introduction about our Swiflearn team, and these are the important features and why we are so special on the online platform, right? So hope everybody is enjoying the Swiflearn online platform, right? And we want everyone to subscribe, exactly, subscribe on this channel. And please don't forget to press a bell icon, and so that of course you don't miss any of the update, right? Any of the live sessions, right? And please recommend if you like these sessions, if you're liking, if you're able to take much of benefit of all these sessions, then we request your friends to also request and join our sessions. Okay, so fine. So should we start? Yes. Motion part 3, and we are going to discuss here what graphical representation of motion. Okay. So as you can see, this a person that is having the graph, right? Everyone might be knowing about graph, right? Graph के बारे में पता होगा सबको. This is your graph basically, right? So it has got two axes, x and y axis, right? We are going to discuss that in detail. Don't worry. So what are the main things we are going to discuss in this today's session was? Today's session is, first is we are going to discuss about graphs. Second, we are going to discuss about distance and time graph. And thirdly, velocity time graph. Okay. So these are the two important graphs you are going to discuss. Firstly, we are going to discuss some basics about graph. ग्राफ कैसे होता है, क्या होता है, वो डिस्कस करेंगे. उसके बाद डिस्टेंस टाइम ग्राफ डिस्कस करेंगे. उसके बाद वेलोसिटी टाइम ग्राफ डिस्कस करेंगे. Okay, so let's start with the graphs. Okay, so before proceeding, let's know why graphs are so important, right, in our studies. Why so important? The basic information about a variety of events can be provided by graphs in a convenient way. Right? One single graph can give you a lot of information about various parameters. As you can see here, yes, you can see here, yeah, are you able to see these graphs? There are various types of graphs. They are represented in the form of circle, they are represented in the form of XY chart, they are represented in the form of disk, and so on and so forth, right? So many information, whatever is given in the tabular form, can be provided or represented with the help of these graphs. Graph के द्वारा हम बहुत सारी information represent कर सकते हैं. That's why graphs are very important. And not only for one parameter. हम एक ही parameter नहीं represent कर सकते, ताकि बहुत सारी information एक साथ represent कर सकते हैं. That's the importance of graph, right? In the studies, right? So there are different types of graphs that can be used according to the data given. As you can see, this there are so many graphs available here, right? The people are looking towards so many graphs here, right? So in mathematics, a straight line graph helps in solving a linear equation having two variables, right? You might be knowing x plus y is equal to 3 or 5 or 6. And x and 2 are the two variables. You must have learned that in maths, right? Similarly, line graphs are used to describe the linear motion of an object. Linear motion of the object. We remember we discussed a linear path, rectilinear path in our previous sessions, right? So rectilinear path मतलब along the same line, along the same path. तो उसके बारे में हम डिस्कस करते हैं graph use करके, right? And thirdly, line graphs show the dependence of one physical quantity, that is, in this case, we are going to discuss displacement and velocity, on another quantity like, let's say, time. Exactly, right? So various parameters are there which do depend on other parameters, right? Displacement and velocity. किसके ऊपर depend करता है? It does depend on, yes, time. So along one axis will take time, and along other axis will take any of the parameter. Either you take displacement or velocity. That's how we discuss, right? So as you can see, this is a basic graph. Basic graph. This is, you might be knowing this graph paper. You're able to see this graph paper here, right? This is a graph paper, right? Green color आता है, generally light green color, right? So graph, the horizontal axis is called as x-axis. देखो इस axis, ये जो है x-axis, इसको बोलते हैं x-axis. Horizontal मतलब x, along x. Horizontal हमेशा याद रखो, horizontal मतलब हमेशा horizontal axis, x-axis. और vertical मतलब क्या है? y-axis. ठीक है ना? The vertical axis is called as y-axis. The point where x and y x and y intersects. दोनों जहां पर मिलते हैं, देखिए यहाँ पर दिख रहा है आपको पॉइंट ये. This point we call it as origin. Very good. This point we call it as origin. And the independent variable is plotted on the x-axis. Right? जो independent variable है, देखो variables में एक function होता है जो independent रहता है, जो दूसरे के ऊपर depend नहीं करता है. वो किसके along indicate करते हैं हम? That we indicate along x-axis, right? And the dependent variable जो x-axis पे dependable है variable, उसको हम किसके along दिखाते हैं? That we represent along y-axis. So always remember this. Keep in your mind. That is, along x-axis we will be always representing, yes, the independent variable, and along y-axis we always represent which one? The dependable variable. Clear? याद रहेगा? Horizontal along x-axis, vertical along y-axis. ठीक है? Clear है? Okay. Distance time graph, velocity time graph. This is what we are going to discuss today. Displacement time graph and distance time graph is the same as when a body moves in a straight line. Right? The direction of motion does not change. Similarly, the velocity time graph and speed time graph is also the same. Right? So speed time graph ले लो, velocity time graph ले लो, या फिर distance time graph ले लो, right? Distance time graph ले लो, displacement time graph ले लो. All these graphs represent almost same. There is not much difference. Okay. The distance time graph क्या है? देखो अभी distance time graph. Remember, along x-axis. This is your x-axis. X-axis के along क्या दिखाएंगे हम? Independent variable. Very good. And along y-axis क्या दिखाएंगे? Dependable variable. तो time किसके ऊपर depend करता है क्या? No, time is running right now. Right? Right now time is running. That means time does not depend on any other parameter. That's why it is independent variable. तो along x-axis क्या दिखाएंगे हम? Time दिखाएंगे. और distance किसके ऊपर depend करता है? Distance do depends on, yes, time, isn't it? तो वो किसके along दिखाएंगे हम? Y-axis. Is that clear? Right? As we know, speed is the ratio of distance and time. Therefore, the slope of the distance-time graph gives the speed of the object. अभी यहाँ पर और एक word नया word आया. You might be not aware, or those who are aware, that's well and good. Slope. Slope मतलब क्या? जैसे हम steps चढ़ते हैं, step उतरते हैं, you know? Slope basically means inclined plane, right? जैसे vertical plane है, this is a vertical plane, right? इसका मैंने angle अगर बढ़ाया कम किया, or whatever angle you take, either along x-axis or either along y-axis, जो भी एंगल आप बढ़ाएंगे कम करेंगे उसके अलावा क्या होगा, वो इंक्लिनेशन क्या होगा, कम ज्यादा होगा. तो जैसे इंक्लिनेशन आ गया, इसका मतलब क्या है, उसको स्लोप है. As soon as inclination comes, that means it has got a slope. That's very important to be noted down. Okay. So slope क्या है? Let us discuss now. How can we find the slope of the graph now? एक ग्राफ है, उसका हम slope कैसे डिफाइन कैलकुलेट करेंगे? The slope of a graph can be determined by finding the rise and the run. What is rise and run, sir? Run means, does it mean that you have to run on the track? No, it's not that run. And what do you mean by rise? Rise means I have to rise. Like every day we get up, every day we rise, sun rises, isn't it? So not that kind of rise and rise. I'll let you know in the further slides. The vertical change between 2 points is called as rise. तो जो डिफरेंस होता है 2 पॉइंट्स के बीच का, उसको हम क्या बोलते हैं? राइज. एंड द हॉरिजॉन्टल चेंज बिटवीन द 2 पॉइंट्स इज कॉल्ड एज रन. जैसे आपका पोजीशन चेंज होते जा रहा है, जैसे व्हीकल है, राइट? जैसे मान लीजिए पेन है, पेन इज मूविंग, क्या हो रहा है? इट इज चेंजिंग इट्स पोजीशन अलोंग व्हिच एक्सिस? हॉरिजॉन्टल एक्सिस. तो ये क्या हो गया? रन हो गया. अभी इसी पेन को मैंने वर्टिकल एक्सिस के अलोंग डिस्प्लेस किया, तो क्या होगा? देखो, पेन मूव हो रहा है, pen is moving, isn't it? Along vertical axis. That is called as rise. So above the surface of the earth, whatever goes above the surface of the earth is called as rise. And along the surface of the earth that goes, that is called as run. Is this clear? समझ में आया सबको? दिमाग में फिट हो गया? Right? So for better understanding, let's take an example. Okay? Example के बिना तो हमें समझ नहीं आएगा. Because see, practical examples are well to do with the science. Right? Until unless you discuss some practical examples in the science, the science is very, very difficult to understand, right? So let us go ahead with the practical examples. Let's first observe how the distance time graph will look. Okay, so take an example here. If, as you can see this, the graph here, if the position of the object does not change with time, क्या बोल रखा है? पोजीशन जो है वो टाइम के साथ चेंज नहीं हो रहा है. अभी मैं यहाँ पर खड़ा हूँ और यहाँ पर बैठा हूँ, टाइम रन हो रहा है, राइट? नाउ इट्स 11:20, 11:21, 11:22, 11:23, so on, right? Time is running. Time is running. That means what? But my position is changing? No, I'm stationary. So this is what the position of mine. Even though time is running, I am still at the same location, right? The object is said to be in the state of rest. I'm in the state of rest. Like you are also sitting in your rooms, attending this live class, enjoying this learning, right? Swiflearn platform, right? तो आपका पोजीशन क्या है? स्टेशनरी है. आप समय के साथ आपका पोजीशन क्या हो? चेंज नहीं हो रहा है. That means you are in the rest position or stationary position, and the distance at any instant is same as that at time t equal to 0, right? Distance same ही रहेगा जो शुरुआत में था, right? Or I can say distance is 0 because your position is not changing, so distance should be 0, right? Therefore, for such case, distance time graph is a straight line parallel to the time axis. याद रखो, हमेशा हमेशा याद रखो, स्टेशनरी ऑब्जेक्ट के लिए जो हमेशा ग्राफ होगा वो कैसे होगा? इट शुड बी ऑलवेज पैरेलल टू द टाइम एक्सिस. अभी टाइम एक्सिस किसके अलोंग लिखा है हमने? हॉरिजॉन्टल एक्सिस, राइट? तो इसको पैरेलल होगा. इसको पैरेलल मतलब यहाँ पर. तो कितने डिस्टेंस, मान लीजिए मैंने कुछ रेफरेंस लिया, 0 से मेरा डिस्टेंस है कितना? 10 मीटर है या फिर 10 सेंटीमीटर है, जो भी ले लो रेफरेंस पॉइंट. तो वो 10 सेंटीमीटर लोकेशन पे मेरा लोकेशन फिक्स है, स्टेशनरी है. इसलिए जैसे जैसे टाइम बढ़ते जा रहा है, जैसे 1 सेकंड है, मान लो 2 सेकंड है, 3 सेकंड है, जैसे जैसे टाइम बढ़ते जा रहा है, वैसे आपका पोजीशन क्या है? सेम ही है. यू कैन रिप्रेजेंट दोस पॉइंट्स हियर. पॉइंट्स रिप्रेजेंट करके आप ग्राफ ड्रॉ कर सकते हैं. यू नो द हाउ टू ड्रॉ द ग्राफ्स विद द हेल्प ऑफ पॉइंट्स, कोऑर्डिनेट्स, राइट? एक्स एंड वाई कोऑर्डिनेट्स. वेरी गुड, राइट? So that is how with the help of coordinates also we can draw the graph. Okay. So suppose a car is moving on a straight highway with a uniform speed and following is the data. ये डाटा दिया है. टाइम कितना है सेकंड में? 0 1 2 3 4 बढ़ते जा रहे हैं. डिस्टेंस क्या हो रहा है? 0 10 20 30 40. Now see, try to recollect uniform. ये हमने डिस्कस किया था last session also and the last session also. Motion first part में, motion second part में हमने डिस्कस किया था. Yes, anybody can tell me what is motion? What do you mean uniform motion? Let's see how many of you can recollect. You can reply me in the chat as well. Those are present online. Yes, anybody? Uniform motion मतलब क्या? देखते हैं कितने लोगों का मेमोरी पावरफुल है. Exactly, very good. Uniform means जिसका physical quantity जो है वो change हो रहा है मगर with constant time. The change is constant. Very simple. Uniform means, remember that two words: equal distance in equal interval of time. Very good. Equal distance in equal interval of time. That is called as uniform, right? And non-uniform क्या होता है? Yes, unequal distance in equal interval, or vice versa. Equal distance in equal interval of time. That's very good. Very good. Fine, fine, great. So uniform speed. Uniform speed मतलब जो समय के साथ उसका जो चेंज है वो कांस्टेंट है. देखिए अभी तक 0 पे 1 है, तो 2 पे क्या होगा 20, 3 पे क्या होगा 30, 4 पे क्या होगा 40. So it's uniformly changing. So how do you draw the graph for this? You see this graph here? Let's say I take the just okay. Let's say this is the coordinates of O point, right? Let's say this is A point, this is B point, this is C point, this is your D point. I'm just explaining you with the help of coordinates, okay? What are the coordinates of, let's say this is taken along x-axis, is x coordinate, and this is taken along y-axis, is y coordinate. सही है ना? तो A के coordinates क्या होंगे पता है? X, y. This is how you write. तो x, y के लिए क्या लिखेंगे हम? What is x coordinate of A? 1. What is y coordinate of A? That is 0. Very good. समझ में आ रही है? Right? इसके coordinate क्या होंगे? 0 के 0, 0. Is it not? The coordinates of O would be 0, 0. See ना? So this would be 0, 0. Very good. तो B के coordinates बताओ भी. चलो कौन बताएगा मुझे? Chats में. Anybody? What are the coordinates of B? X and Y coordinates. Yes, 2 and 20. 2, 20. What are the coordinates of C? 3, 30. Very good. What are the coordinates of D? 4, 40. Very simple. Very good. You all are talented students. So this is your 0, right? 0 I can represent. This coordinate is 0. Y coordinate. So this is your 0 point, right? उसके बाद A coordinate कहाँ पर आएगा बोला? जल्दी. A का x coordinate है 1, तो x यहाँ पर 1, ठीक है ना? Y coordinate क्या है 10, तो 10 यहाँ पर है. दोनों को vertical line, horizontal lines करो तो ये क्या हो जाएगा आपका? एक point हो गया. Very good. B point 2 and 20, right? So that is along vertical axis 2, horizontal axis 20. तो दोनों horizontal and vertical line draw करो, parallel axis, and wherever they intersect, that becomes your B point. तो A के coordinates क्या हो गए? Should I write here coordinates? ज़्यादा खिचड़ी नहीं होगा ना? Fine, लिख देता हूँ. इसके क्या हो गए? 1, 0. B के क्या हो गए? 2, 20. उसी तरह C के क्या हो गए बताओ भाई? Very simple. Similarly, you can tell me your C point. Yes, 3, 30. What is this D point? D point के coordinates क्या हो गए? 4, E. Very good. So then these are your 5 points you got from this table. Now join all these 5 points. They are along the same straight line, so they should give me the same straight line that is represented by straight line. Very good. So this is how you complete the graph. So join करके आपको ये ऐसे graph मिलेगा. So this is your graph of which object? Yes, car moving with uniform velocity. समझ में आए? Any doubt? Clear है सबको? कुछ doubt है तो बताओ जल्दी पक्का. Right? Should I go ahead? Fine. You are not talented, right? No doubt, right? Okay, चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं. Fine. Okay. Now in the next slide, we are going to discuss about. Before going ahead, let us remember what we learned. We can also use the term uniform velocity in place of uniform speed if we take the magnitude of displacement equal to distance traveled by the object along the same y axis. ओके, तो वेलोसिटी भी यूज कर सकते हैं, स्पीड भी यूज कर सकते हैं. स्पीड के लिए फॉर्मूला क्या है? स्पीड इज अपॉन टाइम. वेलोसिटी का फॉर्मूला क्या है? डिस्प्लेसमेंट अपॉन टाइम, राइट? सो सेम कैन बी यूज्ड प्रोवाइडेड इट शुड बी यूनिफॉर्म. यूनिफॉर्म होना चाहिए, नॉन यूनिफॉर्म नहीं होना चाहिए. ओके, लेट अस गो अहेड. As for this case, the distance of the object is increasing by the same amount in each second. Therefore, the distance time graph is a straight line inclined to the time axis. Right? देखो यहाँ पर change constant हो रहा है, जिस मैंने आपको पहले बताया. Right? Here also change is constant. Right? The speed of the object can be obtained by finding the slope of this straight line. So how do you find out speed? That is by finding out the slope. अभी slope मैंने क्या बताया था आपको? ये inclination है. So this is your inclination. This is basically इसका slope निकालना है. इसका slope कैसे निकालेंगे? देखो अभी. Let's know. Let's see how we will find out the slope. That is rise upon run. Right? The ratio of rise upon run. Rise मतलब कितना ऊपर गया है वो, divided by कितना horizontal distance उसने travel किया. So rise upon run. So rise upon run. Very simple. You can see this in the graph as well. This is your rise. Sorry. And this is your run. Okay. The slope of the graph can be determined by finding the rise and the run. The vertical change between 2 points is called the rise, and the horizontal change between the 2 points is called as the right. अभी कौन से भी 2 points ले लो, 2 points ले लो कौन से भी. If you take any 2 points, right? Yeah, let's say take this point as A point. Yeah, let's say take this as a B point. Let's say take this as a DC point, and then let's say this is a D point. So vertical rise क्या होगा? Difference between these 2 points, right? A minus B. A का distance कितना है? 20, right? B का distance कितना है? 40. So B minus A minus B कैसे ले सकते हैं? If you take magnitude, mod, right? Mod अगर लेंगे हम, तो कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ने वाला साइन का. So difference तो same ही आना वाला. It is 40 minus 20 or 20 minus 40. It is going to be remain 20 only. Magnitude. We are considering here magnitude. Okay. B minus A कितना होगा? 40 minus 20. Very good. 20. और ये हो गया rise. Run के लिए देखो D minus C. D का डिस्टेंस ओरिजिन से कितना है? D का डिस्टेंस ओरिजिन से 4 है, और C का डिस्टेंस ओरिजिन से O से कितना है? Basically time, right? 4 minus how much? 4 minus 2 comes out to be 2, isn't it? So B minus A comes out to be 20. 20 divided by 2, how much it is? 10. तो कितना स्पीड हो गया कार का? 10. Very good. You understood this, right? कितना हो गया? 20 हो गया. Very good. So slope of a car is equal to slope of line OA, that is equal to FG. Already इधर explain किया, coordinates देके मैंने already आपको explain कर दिया. 40 minus 20 by divided by 4 minus 2, that comes out to be 10 meter per second. Meter per second is a SI unit of speed. Very good. So that's what you have to remember here. The slope of distance time graph gives you the speed. Similarly, the slope of displacement time graph gives you velocity. Very important. Okay? तो यहाँ पर देखिए y-axis के along distance दिखा है, x-axis के along time दिखा है, OA, right? अभी देखो ये ग्राफ और ये ग्राफ, दोनों ग्राफ. If you see this inclination theta is less, and this inclination theta is more, right? So this is more steeper. जैसे आप चढ़ते हैं सीढ़ियाँ, है ना, कभी-कभी आपको थकावट आती है. क्यों थकावट आती है? क्योंकि उसका जो स्लोप है, स्टीपनेस है, वो क्या जाता है. जितना स्टीपनेस कम रहेगा उतना आपको चढ़ने में आसानी होगी, right? You can ask old people, especially your grandmother, grandfather, whenever they are climbing the steps, they feel very tired, right? And they can easily find out which one is a steep and which one is a less steep. More steep and less steep easily find out depending upon their tiredness, isn't it? Now आप तो young fellows है, steep कितना भी रहने दो, you can right? You can climb off, no problem, right? तो ये जो second graph है, इसमें ज़्यादा steepness है. It is more steeper than the first graph. समझ में आ रहा है बच्चों, right? So OB is more steeper than OA. That is also another thing. तो slope किसका ज़्यादा? Yes, second graph. And what do we conclude from that? Then second graph में जो object है और car है, that moves faster the object, right? The object is moving faster as compared to the first graph. तो जितना ज़्यादा slope उतना ज़्यादा fast होगा. Till now we have studied the distance time graph for uniform speed. Now let us study about the distance time graph for non-uniform speed. अभी non-uniform speed के लिए क्या discuss करेंगे? देखो same ही है. Only जो change रहेगा वो constant नहीं होगा. You remember non-uniform define किया था मैंने? Non-uniform, yes, unequal distances in equal interval time or unequal time in equal distances, right? So let us quickly go with this, right? You can mention there A, B, C, D. Now here there are 6 coordinates. मान लीजिए A है 0 0 इधर लिखा हुआ, B का क्या है 1,5, 2,10, 3,20, 4,30, 5,50. पाएंगे ना? Very simple, pretty simple as compared to that only. So when you plot all these points on this graph, you get this curve. क्या मिलेगा ये? Curve मिलेगा. Straight line नहीं मिलेगी. Straight line कब होगी? Only and only for uniform. Curve कब रहेगा? Only and only for non-uniform case. Very good. So when an object moves with a non-uniform speed, the distance time graph is not a straight line, however it is a curve. अभी इसके लिए slope कैसे निकालेंगे, right? So how do we do? By drawing a tangent. What is this tangent now? It's a new word for you. Tangent. Tangent मतलब क्या होता है? सुनो. देखो ये red line दिख रहा है आपको? This is basically tangent. कोई भी curve होता है ना, curve होता है उस curve पे एक point decide कीजिए आप, और पॉइंट से एक स्ट्रेट लाइन निकालिए. पॉइंट को जस्ट ज्वाइन होना चाहिए स्ट्रेट लाइन. दैट इज योर टेंजेंट. सिंपल टू ड्रॉ, राइट? तो मान लीजिए मैंने ये पॉइंट फिक्स किया, दिख रहा है ये पॉइंट, सॉरी ये पॉइंट फिक्स किया. इस पॉइंट को फिक्स करके मैंने क्या किया इधर स्ट्रेट लाइन ड्रॉ की. तो ये क्या हो गई टेंजेंट. एंड देन जॉइन द टू लाइंस, दैट इज वन हॉरिजॉन्टल एंड वन वर्टिकल. यू गेट दिस ट्रायंगल, राइट? राइज क्या हो गया फिर इधर BC, रन क्या हो गया DC. दैट इज व्हाट द कैलकुलेशन इज डन. So BC approximate ले लीजिए यहाँ पर. BC is 30 minus 10 and horizontal run क्या होगा? Yes, 4 minus 2. Right? Very good. 30 minus 10, 20 by 2, that comes out to be 10. Right? So this is what is the slope. अब ये slope क्या indicate करता है? At time t equal to 3 or when the distance is 20 meter, right? Because distance is in meter, the speed of the object is 10 meter per second. At that instant, at what instant? At 3 seconds. At 3 seconds, the velocity of the car is how much? 10 meter per second. अभी आप टाइम बढ़ाएंगे, 4 सेकंड में कुछ तो अलग होगा, 2 सेकंड में कुछ तो अलग होगा. क्यों अलग होगा? Because this is non-uniform or uniform. Exactly, this is non-uniform, right? Okay, so Mukesh is here with us. Mukesh, welcome to our live session. Thank you for joining. So hope you are understanding. If you have any doubts, you can please ask on the chat. Okay, thank you. So you understood? At every time, हर एक समय पे आपका स्पीड क्या है? अलग अलग है. इसका मतलब क्या है? वो नॉन यूनिफॉर्म है. हर एक टाइम पे आपका स्पीड क्या होगा? अगर सेम रहेगा तो क्या हो गया? वो यूनिफॉर्म हो गया. Pretty simple, right? Recall, distance time graph of an object helps us to know the nature of the motion of the object. क्या इंडिकेट करता है वो? क्या निकालने की मदद करता है? Nature of motion, right? Distance time graph. अगर वो slope constant रहेगा तो uniform, constant नहीं रहेगा तो non-uniform. Very simple. Now there are 3 graphs here. You can see this. Excited, right? So this is the first graph, right? ये पहला ग्राफ है आपका. इस पहले ग्राफ में देखो x and y axis, right? So this is the horizontal line. That means what? Remember the example? You are sitting at one place. You are not changing your position with respect to time. That means you are stationary position. And stationary graph, stationary object के लिए कैसा है ग्राफ? Straight line parallel to time axis. तो ये इसका stationary है. Second case में देखो, this is the second case, right? So in this second case, what is happening? It's a straight line. That means it should be uniform. And in the third case, it is the curve. That means it should be non-uniform. Any doubts so far? Yes, yes, Dheeraj Kumar. Good morning. Welcome. Hi. So here, स्टेशनरी ऑब्जेक्ट के लिए ग्राफ कैसे होगा? यस, स्टेशनरी ऑब्जेक्ट के लिए ग्राफ ऐसे होगा. देखो स्ट्रेट लाइन पैरेलल टू टाइम एक्सिस. दूसरा, फॉर द सेकंड, दैट इज द लाइन, दैट मींस इट इज द यूनिफॉर्म. एंड नॉन यूनिफॉर्म के लिए कैसे होगा? कर्व होगा. ओके, नाउ लेट अस डू सम एक्सपेरिमेंट हियर. ओह, इट्स नॉट कमिंग. देयर माइट बी सम टेक्निकल प्रॉब्लम. Okay, dear students, यहाँ पर कुछ तो problem है. We can't visualize this right now. Maybe later on we can see. Okay, kindly forgive us for not able to visualize you this topic. Fine. Velocity time graph. Let us go ahead further our discussion. As velocity is a vector quantity, so its direction should be considered. You might be knowing scalar vector. We last session only we discussed, right? The Dheeraj, if you have missed our last session, please do look after them after this session. Okay, वो सेशन देख सकते हैं आप, जिसमें हमने वेक्टर और स्केलर के बारे में डिस्कशन किया था, राइट? तो वेक्टर क्वांटिटी मतलब क्या होता है? जिसको डायरेक्शन और मैग्नीट्यूड दोनों की जरूरत होती है, और स्केलर क्वांटिटी मतलब जिसको सिर्फ मैग्नीट्यूड की जरूरत होती है, राइट? So the positive velocity implies that an object is moving in a certain direction that is away from the initial position or away from the origin. That is what's called as positive. Negative velocity implies that the velocity or the body is moving in the opposite direction to that towards the initial position or towards the origin. Let me tell you in simple form. मान लीजिए आपका ये रेफरेंस है, आपका है रेफरेंस, रेफरेंस ऐसे आप इस साइड जाएंगे तो पॉजिटिव, रेफरेंस ऐसे इस साइड जाएंगे तो नेगेटिव. आर यू गेटिंग दिस? तो ये पॉजिटिव हो गया, ये नेगेटिव हो गया. सो राइटवर्ड इफ यू टेक पॉजिटिव, देन लेफ्टवर्ड यू हैव टू टेक नेगेटिव. अपवर्ड इफ यू टेक पॉजिटिव, देन टेक. Yes, anybody can give me the answer? Yes, this is handsome boy Royal. Can you tell me your name? Welcome to the Swiflearn. Yes, rightward positive लेंगे तो leftward क्या होगा? Negative positive. Anyone on the chat? Yes, leftward negative. And upward positive होगा तो downward क्या होगा? Negative. Very good, right? So velocity time graph helps in determining the displacement of the object in a certain interval, determining the acceleration. Acceleration भी कैसे determine करने के लिए help करता है, that we'll discuss now. Okay. अभी आपको याद रहेगा acceleration. Acceleration हमने discuss किया था. Acceleration, anybody knows? Acceleration. Yes. Let's see. Who gives acceleration मतलब? Exactly. Acceleration means, yes, the rate of change of velocity. Exactly. The rate of change of velocity. That is what is acceleration is. है ना? Acceleration मतलब टाइम के साथ उसका वेलोसिटी कम या ज्यादा होता है. एक्सेलरेशन मतलब ज्यादा होता है वेलोसिटी, और डिसेलरेशन मतलब वेलोसिटी कम होता है, राइट? वेरी गुड. सो इन द वेलोसिटी टाइम ग्राफ, द टाइम इज टेकन ऑन एक्स एक्सिस, वेलोसिटी इज टेकन ऑन y. I can take on y axis as time. No, what's the standard we have to follow? You remember the beginning session we discussed, जो टाइम, जो इन वेरिएबल जो डिपेंड नहीं करता है कोई, वो किसके अलोंग दिखाते हैं हम? That we always represent along x-axis, right? Independent variable is always shown along x-axis, and dependent variable is always shown along y-axis. That is to be noted down. So keep this in mind, right? So displacement is velocity into time, right? जैसे velocity क्या होता है? Displacement upon time. तो displacement क्या हो गया? Velocity into time. From the formula itself we can get. Okay. There is asking velocity. Velocity, Dheeraj, velocity means displacement upon time. As you can see from this formula, velocity is displacement upon time. Or we can see, in other words, the rate of change of displacement. Right? Yes, rate of change of displacement is called as velocity. Okay. Therefore, the area enclosed between the velocity time graph and x-axis gives the displacement of the object. Right? So, देखो अभी area, अभी length into breadth था ना area. Here we are calculating the area between velocity and time. अगर आप area calculate करेंगे for velocity time, then you will get the displacement for the graph. This you have to remember now. Okay. Now there are some technical things coming up, right? So I want everyone to be fully attentive in the class. Okay. Those who are online, right? तो जब आप एरिया निकालेंगे कौन से ग्राफ का? वेलोसिटी टाइम ग्राफ का. अगर आप एरिया निकालेंगे तो क्या मिलेगा आपको? डिस्प्लेसमेंट मिलेगा. ओके. और अगर आप स्लोप निकालेंगे, ध्यान से, अगर आप स्लोप निकालेंगे कौन से ग्राफ का? वेलोसिटी टाइम ग्राफ का. अगर आप स्लोप निकालेंगे तो आपको क्या मिलेगा? एक्सेलरेशन, बिकॉज वेलोसिटी अपॉन टाइम. स्लोप मतलब क्या? राइज अपॉन रन, है ना? राइज अपॉन रन इज योर स्लोप, इज इट नॉट? राइज इज व्हाट? वेलोसिटी. रन इज व्हाट? टाइम. सो वेलोसिटी अपॉन टाइम क्या हो गया? एक्सेलरेशन. वेरी गुड, राइट? तो जब आप वेलोसिटी टाइम ग्राफ में स्लोप निकालते हैं तो क्या मिलेगा? एक्सेलरेशन. और अगर आप एरिया निकालेंगे वेलोसिटी टाइम ग्राफ का तो क्या मिलेगा? डिस्प्लेसमेंट. Is that clear, everyone? Dheeraj, Mukesh, I hope there is no doubt. Okay, let us go ahead. If you have any doubts, you can please write in the chat as well. Fine. Suppose the velocity time graph of an object is slow. That is what we discussed. The area enclosed above the time axis represents positive displacement, and the area enclosed below the time axis represents negative displacement. Now, as this is pretty simple, you can see this. Upward हमेशा क्या होता है? Positive, and downward हमेशा क्या होता है? Negative. इज इट नॉट? तो जो अपवर्ड डायरेक्शन में होगा, ये जो एरिया होगा, यू आर एबल टू सी दिस बिग रेक्टेंगल, पॉजिटिव डिस्प्लेसमेंट है वो, और ये छोटा रेक्टेंगल दिख रहा है नीचे, नेगेटिव डिस्प्लेसमेंट, बिकॉज इट इज along the negative axis and this is along the positive axis. Positive, that's it, is negative. Very simple, right? Let us go ahead. Point to remember here is the total displacement is obtained by adding all the numeric values of areas enclosed with the proper sign, and the total distance is obtained adding all the numeric values of the area enclosed without sign. Okay, thank you, Dheeraj, for mentioning that. No doubt, I'm very happy that you are able to understand. Great. Right, the total distance is obtained by adding all numeric values of the area enclosed without sign. So distance, अभी याद करो, मैंने हम डिस्कस किया था, distance is always a scalar quantity and displacement is always a vector quantity. So vector can be negative, but scalar cannot be. ये आपका फंडामेंटल क्लियर होना चाहिए, याद होना चाहिए ना. Scalar can never be negative, but vector can be negative. अभी देखो डिस्प्लेसमेंट नेगेटिव हो सकता है, राइट? सो ये पॉजिटिव डिस्प्लेसमेंट, नेगेटिव डिस्प्लेसमेंट, और डिस्टेंस कभी भी नेगेटिव नहीं हो, राइट? एंड यू रिमेंबर डिस्प्लेसमेंट क्या होता है बेसिकली? इट्स शॉर्टेस्ट डिस्टेंस कवर्ड, राइट? सो एज यू कैन सी हियर डिस्प्लेसमेंट कैसे निकालेंगे आप? द एरिया ऑफ ट्रायंगल OAB, ये बोलो सीरीज ग्राफ, OAB का जो एरिया होगा वो क्या होगा? डिस्प्लेसमेंट. ये पॉजिटिव में है, राइट? इसलिए प्लस लिखेंगे इधर, एरिया ऑफ OAB. द नेक्स्ट एरिया इज दिस ट्रेपेजियम, दैट इज BCD. इसका अभी देखो ये एरिया कहां पर है? पॉजिटिव में, नेगेटिव में? बताएंगे कोई? एनीबॉडी कैन टेल मी दिस पॉजिटिव, नेगेटिव? BCD, yes, it is negative. Why? Because it is in the downward side. And then next is EFGH. EFGH is positive, negative? Yes, it is a positive because it is on the upper side. तो ये हो गया आपका, yes, this is your positive, this is your negative, and this is your positive. Correct? Total distance traveled by the object, that has to be always added. Okay, somebody asking here, which time you live, sir? See, Dheeraj, I would request you to subscribe our channel and please press the bell icon so that you don't forget any session. So my class is from 11 to 12 every alternate days. You can remember that. Okay, or you can just go to the Swiflearn YouTube channel and you'll find all the details when my sessions are available online. Okay, so total distance is area of OAB plus area of trapezium BCD plus area of trapezium EFGH, right? तो ये सब ऐड होगा. ओके, डिस्प्लेसमेंट में पॉजिटिव नेगेटिव होगा, दैट यू हैव टू रिमेंबर. ओके, नाउ लेट्स अंडरस्टैंड हाउ वी ऑब्टेन एक्सेलरेशन फ्रॉम द velocity time graph. That is by using slope concept. Rate of change of velocity is acceleration, therefore the slope of the velocity time graph gives the acceleration. If the slope of the velocity time graph is positive, then the object has accelerated motion. अगर स्लोप पॉजिटिव है, अभी ध्यान से सुनो, अगर स्लोप पॉजिटिव है तो क्या होगा? एक्सेलरेशन होगा. अगर स्लोप नेगेटिव है तो क्या होगा? डिसेलरेशन होगा. याद रहेगा ये? You see this second and third point, that's what it says, right? Accelerated means slope is positive. Which slope? Velocity time graph. Okay, time is along x-axis, velocity is along y-axis. And deceleration means what? Slope is negative. That is slope of velocity time graph. Okay. For better understanding, let's take different examples. Okay, let us discuss now few examples. When an object is moving with a uniform velocity. Now see this graph. Time is along x-axis, velocity is along x-axis, right? So A and B. Now it is moving with uniform velocity. इसका मतलब क्या है? इसका velocity क्या है? Constant है. मान लीजिए आप you are driving on a highway and there is no vehicle, nothing, right? You just fix off your speed. The car, the velocity of the car is constant. So it is moving in the constant speed, constant velocity. Time जाने दो 1 second, 2 second, 3 second, 4 second, but your velocity is constant. That is how much? 3 meters per second. That means it is uniform velocity. Very good. The velocity time straight line parallel to the time axis. The slope of the straight line AB is 0. Therefore acceleration is also 0. देखो, आप जब constant speed पे चलते हैं कार से, right? तो आपका velocity बढ़ता है क्या? नहीं. कम होता है क्या? नहीं. इसका मतलब क्या है? Constant है ना? इसका मतलब acceleration क्या हो गया? 0. क्योंकि acceleration कब होगा? जब आपकी velocity बढ़ेगी. और deceleration कब होगा? जब आपकी velocity कम होगी. Are you getting this? Right? तो acceleration 0 कब होगा? Velocity में rise नहीं होगा. और डिसेलेरेशन जीरो कब होगा? When velocity fall won't be there. Okay, is that clear? Fine. So displacement in 6 seconds. If you want to find out, right? Remember, the area of velocity time graph gives displacement. So let us find out the area of this rectangle OABC. Right? What is the area? O into OC. That is 3 into 6. That comes out to be 18 meter. That is your displacement. In how much time? In 6 seconds. देखो इधर 0 से लेकर समय कहाँ तक गया? 6 seconds तक. Right? Fine. Let us go to the second example. I hope the first example is clear to everyone. Those who have a doubt, they can ask on the doubt session as well. Fine. So represent the velocity time graph for a given data given, right? Time is given 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Velocity is given 0, 10, 20, 30, 40. You remember this same example we discussed in this session itself, right? Yes. तो करो यूनिफॉर्म नॉन यूनिफॉर्म. देखो 0 पे 0 है, 1 पे 10 है, 2 पे 20 है, 3 पे 30 है, 4 पे 40 है. देखो चेंज कितना है? डिफरेंस 10 minus 20 और 20 minus 10 10, 30 minus 20 10, 40 minus 30 10. देखो चेंज कांस्टेंट है. इसका मतलब क्या है? यूनिफॉर्म नॉन यूनिफॉर्म? फास्ट. एनीबॉडी on the chart? Uniform है नॉन यूनिफॉर्म है? Fast, आई एम वेटिंग. Yes, it's uniform because change is constant. अगर चेंज कांस्टेंट नहीं है तो नॉन यूनिफॉर्म, राइट? तो यूनिफॉर्म है तो कैसे आएगा ग्राफ? स्ट्रेट लाइन. वेरी सिंपल. The velocity is increasing by an equal amount of time. That is, the object is moving with uniform acceleration. The graph is a straight line inclined time axis. देखो अभी ये inclined आ गया. Earlier case it was horizontal क्योंकि वो क्या था? Object stationary. Object was moving with a constant speed or velocity. इसलिए वो straight line आ गई, right? मगर इस केस में क्या होगा? Inclined आएगा because it is. But how it is changing? Uniformly changing. That's why it is straight line. अगर नॉन यूनिफॉर्म होगा तो गेस करो. एनीवन? चलो मैं अगला क्वेश्चन अभी पूछ लेता हूं आपको. ओके, इसका स्लोप निकाल दे पहले, देन आई विल गो अहेड. तो स्लोप ऑफ वेलोसिटी टाइम ग्राफ गिव्स यू व्हाट? ऑन द चैट, वेलोसिटी टाइम ग्राफ का स्लोप क्या देता है आपको? एक्सेलरेशन, डिसेलरेशन, वेलोसिटी, स्पीड क्या देता है? धीरज, yes, it gives you acceleration, right? Acceleration निकालते हैं. Rise upon run, right? Rise देखो P से लेके horizontal से कितना distance है? 40, right? So 40 minus 0 divided by run, horizontal distance, right? Horizontal distance 4 minus 0 minus 0 divided by 4 minus 0, that comes out to be 40 by 4, that comes out to be 10 meter per second square. That is the unit for acceleration. Okay, distance निकालना है अभी हमें. Distance निकालना है तो क्या करना पड़ेगा? Note area, right? So area से निकालेंगे. You know the area of triangle, right? What is the formula of area of triangle? Anybody on the chat? Yes, area of a triangle is half into base into height, right? Half into base into height. Okay, यहाँ पर लिखा है half into base into height. What is base? OQ. What is height? PQ, right? OQ, what is the distance or the measure? That is distance, that is in time, 4, right? And PQ is distance is how much? That is 40. So 4 into 40 into half, कितना आएगा? 80 meter. So that is what is your, yes, that is distance traveled. तो दो चीजें याद रखो. वेलोसिटी टाइम ग्राफ का अगर आप एरिया निकालेंगे तो क्या मिलेगा आपको? डिस्टेंस मिलेगा. और वेलोसिटी टाइम ग्राफ का अगर स्लोप निकालेंगे तो क्या मिलेगा आपको? एक्सेलरेशन मिलेगा. वेरी गुड. फाइन. दिस इज द थर्ड एग्जांपल. The third example, when an object is moving with a uniform retardation, right? The velocity is decreasing. Retardation मतलब क्या? Velocity is decreasing, right? Suppose an object initially moves with a velocity 50 meter per second, that comes to a stop in 5 seconds with uniform retardation, right? तो stop पे आ गई. Starting में velocity कितनी थी? 50. उसके बाद क्या हो गया? Retardation हो गया. Velocity comes to rest at 5 seconds. ग्राफ देखो ऐसे आएगा. Retardation का ग्राफ कैसे आएगा? नीचे जाएगा. Right? Retardation. Acceleration का ग्राफ कैसे होगा? ऊपर जाएगा. Remember all these things, okay? For this, the velocity time graph is a straight line inclined to the time axis with negative slope. अभी negative slope है, ये नीचे आ रहा है. समझ आ रहा है? Positive slope कब होगा? ये ऊपर जा रहा है. Remember this technical things, huh? It's very very important. Okay? So distance निकालना है हमें. Distance कैसे निकालेंगे? Area of time graph. अब एरिया का शेप क्या है, ट्रायंगल है, एंड द एरिया ऑफ ट्रायंगल दैट इज हाफ इनटू बेस इनटू हाइट. सो हाफ इनटू बेस क्या है, OB, दैट इज 0 to 5. हाइट क्या है, 0 to 50. लेट अस टेक approximately 50. It's not exactly 50. Let us take approximate calculations. Half into 5 into 50. How much it comes? That comes out to be 125 meter. Is that clear? Distance comes out to be 125 meter. Then retardation निकालना है. Retardation negative होना चाहिए because retardation मतलब velocity, right? Velocity can be negative, but speed cannot because speed is a scalar, velocity is a vector, isn't it? तो retardation के लिए slope निकालो, negative slope आएगा, right? Same rise upon run use करना है, but opposite signs here, right? So 0 minus 50. Here 50 minus 0 किसके लिए आएगा? Rise के लिए when the slope is positive. So 0 minus 50, 0 minus 50 divided by 5 minus 0. That comes out to be minus 50 by 5, and minus 50 by 5 comes out to be minus 10. Okay, are you getting this? Any doubt? Fine. So let us discuss the fourth example. When an object is not initially at rest but moving with uniform velocity. Earlier case में क्या था? It was at rest, an initial condition. Now in this case, time 0 है, तब आपकी velocity 0 नहीं है. Velocity है. देखो इधर readings में. When the time is 0, velocity is 10. Time is 1, 20, 2, 30, 3, 40, 4, 50. Right? इसके लिए कैसे time graph? Of course, it should come straight line because it is differences. You see the difference? 20 minus 10, 30 minus 20, 40 minus 30, 50 minus 40. It is all about 10 only, right? तो हमेशा difference 10 है. इसका मतलब change constant है. इसका मतलब uniform, non-uniform. Uniform. तो straight line आएगा. But very important thing here. See it carefully. इसका coordinate क्या आएगा? First point का 0, 10. इसका मतलब क्या है? 0, 10 point कहाँ पर आएगा आपका? Y-axis पे आएगा, right? Correct है? First point इधर आएगा, second point इधर, third point इधर, fourth point इधर, fifth point. When you join all these points, it should come straight line because it's uniform, right? तो इसका हम क्या निकालेंगे? The graph does not start from the origin for this case. Remember, right? Area. इसका ध्यान से सुनो. इसका निकालना है. Shaded area दिख रहा है आपको? Area of OCABDO. So दो parts है इसमें. एक है triangle और दूसरा है rectangle, right? So area of trapezium. That is OCABDO. That is the area to find out displacement. So that comes out to be, that is equal to area of rectangle plus area of triangle. See na? So area of rectangle half into base into, sorry, area of rectangle is length into breadth. Area of triangle half into base into height, isn't it? So put the values. OD into OC. OD is 4. OC is 10. 4 into 10 plus half into base into height, half into CB into BA. CB. CB is very clear. CB is how much? 4. मगर हमें निकालना है AB. अभी देखो AB के लिए ध्यान से सुनो. AB के लिए ये A से लेके यहाँ तक का डिस्टेंस, टोटल डिस्टेंस कितना है? 50. Very good. So AB is OA. Oh, sorry. DA minus DB. Can I say like that? DA minus DB. Can I say? Right. So DA is how much? 50. And DB is how much? 10. So 50 minus 10. Are you able to understand this? How do you calculate distance? Right. So AB is equal to AD minus BD, right? So that's what is done, and that's how you calculate the displacement. Now alternative method also you can do that. Area of trapezium, that is half into addition of parallel sides into height. Addition of parallel sides कौन से हैं? OC and OC and AD are the parallel sides into height. Height is this, right? OD is the height. वैसे भी निकाल सकते हैं आप. So that also you will get. Okay. And acceleration कैसे निकालेंगे? Slope, exactly. Acceleration निकालने के लिए क्या निकालेंगे हम? Slope निकालेंगे. Slope is rise upon run. So rise is AB, run is BC. So take the difference. Same, AB is AD minus DB, that is 50 minus 10, that is 40, divided by BC, 4 minus 0, that comes out to be 4. 50 minus 10 is 40 by 4, that comes out to be 10. So that is your acceleration. Fine. Okay. So one student is asking to repeat. I'm repeating. Just give me a minute. This example, end example what? Right. So this is your graph. At least graph तब तो clear है. ये coordinate से हम graph निकाल सकते हैं, right? So 0 के इसके coordinates क्या आएंगे? 0, 10, 120, 230, 340, 450. Plot this coordinates here. 0, 10 कहाँ पर आएगा? Y axis पे आएगा. 120 यहाँ पर आएगा देखो. Then 230 यहाँ पर आएगा. then 340 यहाँ पर, 450 यहाँ पर. Is that clear? Pretty simple, right? ग्राफ आ गया. अभी हमें एरिया और एरिया निकालने के बाद क्या निकालेंगे, क्या मिलेगा हमें? डिस्प्लेसमेंट. व्हेन यू कैलकुलेट एरिया, तो एरिया निकालने के लिए देखो, नाउ दिस इज द एरिया ऑफ ट्रेपेजियम OCABDO. Area of trapezium. Area of trapezium is basically addition of area of triangle plus area of rectangle. Are you getting this? Infinite tricks. I don't know your name. You asked the doubt, so I'm repeating for you. You can mention your name. Reply with your name. Anyways. So area क्या होगा trapezium का? Area of triangle. समझा? Okay. Very good. Thank you. Area of triangle. I hope you are getting this. Okay. समझा? Okay. समझ में आ गया. Good. Area of triangle plus area of rectangle. Area of triangle is half into base into height, and area of rectangle is length into breadth. When you put the values, then you'll get 120. समझ में आ गया? Fine, great. And acceleration, it's a slope. Rise upon run. Rise is and run is BC. So area upon BC, you get acceleration as 10. Okay. So this is the one more example. So I think we should end here because there is one more session going to start. I don't know whether should I complete or not. Anyways, before I end, okay, we'll discuss this last example in the next session. Is that okay? Everyone, those are present online. So I do request everyone present online and who are watching, please do subscribe our channel, and please don't forget to click on the bell icon. That is very important, so that you don't miss any of our classes future. Okay. So see you next time, our next session, right? Dheeraj, then this is Infinite Tricks, then Handsome Boy Royal, Mukesh, everyone, please take care. Bye bye. Meet you soon again. And please do remind me next class to this last example. Okay, we'll discuss this in the next class. Okay, thank you for joining. Take care. Bye bye. All the best. I'm ending this session.